Oh, there we go. For tonight, if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I am presenting on my own tonight. I don't have my backup colleagues that normally sometimes we do have. So if you have a question, please put it in the chat and I'll do my best to kind of flip back and forth. But if I do miss it in the moment, I will for sure hopefully get to your question at the end. Okay, so here we go. And I noticed Rob Long hopped on. If you can't hear or see anything properly, Rob is just going to make sure he unmutes himself and lets me know. Okay, so like I was saying, my name's Tara Potter. I'm one of 3 learning technologies consultants with the Ottawa Catholic School Board, and I refuse to call it X, so there you go. I'm still calling it Twitter. That's my Twitter handle, and I am at tpod_9. We have some quick goals for tonight. We're going to try to build some familiarity. So if you're brand new, don't worry, we'll get you going and signed in, that sort of thing. We're going to develop some skills. How do I design and share awesome things in Canva, and particularly some of the new features? And then, of course, as educators, we're always looking for ways to make learning more purposeful in our classrooms. So student engagement, which tools make it effective for learning and students in Canva? That relates to our agenda today. We're going to quickly go over how to sign in to your account. We'll be going over some templates, specifically ready-made lessons, and then we're going to try out all the new Magic stuff. So including Magic Write, and then we'll have some time at the end for some questions and answers. So for tonight, especially if you're new, you may want to just watch this, but if you're savvy and you want to play along, that's fine. So the first thing is how to log in. If you go to our staff portal on OCSB Central, you're going to look for that Canva icon, and you're going to want to make sure that you sign in with Google. I say to start with the staff portal, and that'll ensure that you're logged in already with your proper OCSB account. So some of the things that you can do in Canva that we love, and this is sort of the bread and butter of Canva, is they have so many different templates to search and to use to make your lessons beautiful and engaging for your students. So just some of the few things, and I've just picked out a few of my favorites: lessons, stickers, videos, newsletters, social emotional learning, planners, games, group projects, good morning quotes, exit tickets, and mind maps. And all of those you can find ready to use. All you would have to do is edit a little bit, and then you can start using those things. This is supposed to overwhelm you, but this is just the tip of the iceberg with all the different kinds of templates out there. So this isn't for you to read by any means, but if you just take a glance, you might see something that resonates with you. So we are going to get started in the platform in just a bit. And we're going to look through some educational templates. So I'm going to leave this presentation and head over to Canva Home. And if you are playing along with me, you can head over to Canva and sign in, and that'll be just fine. There's lots of ways to search for templates. So first of all, you can use this search bar here at the top, and you notice that there's 2 selections here. It defaults to templates, or that is your past project. So if you wanted to search within your past projects for something you've already done, but we're going to search in templates. If we just start to search for example, I just made a Twitter post. I'm going to type in Twitter. You can see that you're starting to get some suggestions there. I might want to turn that into post. Maybe we want to do a class newsletter, and you can simply search there. Another place which I prefer to search for, if you're just trying to look for things and you don't quite know what you want to do yet, is come over here on the left and search for templates this way. And already we noticed that there's some new lessons, and that's what we will be diving into very shortly. But I want you to know that there's all sorts of different types of templates here that you can get inspired by. So for example, if you're looking to make Twitter post, an Instagram post, an infographic, let's click on infographic, and you're gonna see these are all the infographic templates. And then you can filter by different styles. Maybe you wanna make a fun one. Maybe you wanna have a school theme. And already we're starting to get some curation here. Maybe you really love blue. No, I didn't like that. So we're going to clear those. I'm just going to go back to all templates. And I just want to go through a little bit if I scroll. So up here, you can select things if you know that's what you want to do. There's all these new ready to teach lessons. You can also search here by grade. Let's say you teach grade 4. You're going to get some ready to teach lessons that meet those sort of age requirements for grade 4. Now, this is an American product. This is not designed in Ontario. So that being said, these may or may not perfectly align with grade 4. So you can search by grade here. You can also search by subject here. So let's say you are teaching science. Again, you get your ready to teach lessons. These ones are specifically science. You can filter by grade here. And the number that's beside it, that's how many templates are available. So pretty great, especially if you're teaching these lower grades. I notice it gets less as you teach up to grade 12. You can specifically pick resource type, poster, presentation, topic, color. Usually when I do this type of presentation, this is where I start. I pick some sort of poster and we go through the elements. But tonight, because we're only an hour, I actually want to dive right into those brand new lesson plans because these are really cool. So I'm going to go back to templates and I'm going to click on browse lessons. So these are really great. There is a lot of partnerships put into these. So there was a collaboration with NASA, for example, with New York Times. So we have some science lessons, math, English, art. This is what I'm going to look at tonight because I think these are really great skills, especially with those newer curriculum eras with our language and science and math, those new curriculum documents. A lot of them talk about using transferable skills. And these transferable skills go with our deep learning framework as well. So I like this becoming a critical thinker media lesson, and this definitely goes with our new language curriculum. It is a little bit older. We're going to show a high school example, but if you're following along and you want to try out some of these features, just pick any lesson that speaks to you. So as you're scrolling around, feel free to just click on something and you get sort of a preview here. So this is our lesson preview to see if it meets sort of what we were looking for. And remember, all of these are going to be customizable. So we don't need it to be perfectly what we want right from the get-go. So this up here, this orange thing means it's a slide presentation. This is something, it says print, but it's usually probably like a poster, a handout. And then this would be a document and then another slideshow presentation. So this looks okay. I'm definitely going to want to dive more into this. So I'm going to click use this lesson. And this automatically is putting it into a folder for you. And I'm going to show you later where you find your folder. So right here, and this is something I'll do after, if you have a group that you want to share these with your students, you can do that at this point. Groups is something I'll go over in a little bit, but I've already set up a group. You can share these directly by grabbing these links and putting them right in Happer Workspace. That would be also a great way to share this. But I'm going to click share. And then I've set up a sandbox account. So I said sandbox students. I'm going to share it with them. I want them to get notified, so they will be sent an email. And then I'm going to share the folder with them. I can also copy this link and email it directly to my Google Group Happer email address. I can also do that, or I could paste these individual links into Happer Workspace. And that's how I like to do it. So I'm going to click on this presentation to start. And I'm just going to click over here. And I'm going to apply all 8 pages so I can use this. Here we go. So this is where we're going to start exploring a little bit with elements. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I know you're probably here to get all the magicness of things. But I think it's important to go through the basics, especially if we have some new people.
Sarah, are you sharing tabs?
Wrong tab. Thank you.
Oh,
Long. I owe you for that. That's great. So hopefully you're seeing my screen now. You're seeing this document, and already you can notice that even though this is pre-made, I can edit all of these things. So I can edit the title. If I don't really like this title, I can highlight and delete things. So I can just change this to whatever I want. You can add in new documents. So maybe we don't love the picture. I think it's a nice picture, but maybe let's say it's not one that we love. So let's delete that there. And the first thing that I love about Canva are these different kinds of frames that you can use. So this weird background right here is actually a frame. So if I go ahead and delete that, I'm going to click on elements. And I'm going to go through some of the different types of elements that you can add. So you can add shapes, graphics, tables, photos, audio, charts, and then frames. Frames is one of my favorite things to do. So I'm going to click on See All. And instead of just that square that was there, maybe I want to have this wavy lines. So I'm going to drag it out. Maybe I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So just like in slides, you just grab the corners and notice that you're getting your, I call them laser beams. So you're sizing up where things are on your document. I'm not going to be too concerned about where it is right now because we want to show what you can do with those frames. So in Elements, I can also search for photos. So I'm going to search for a photo of, this is about journalism. So maybe we want like a computer. Kids on computers, maybe. Kids on computers. Okay, so you get some graphics. Photos is what I want. I'm going to click See All. Once you find a photo that you like, you're just going to click. And this part sometimes is a little tricky for people. You have to wait to see how it looks like it's going into it. And then it crops the picture to exactly the shape of the frame. So that's one thing I really love in Canva is the elements is the frames. So moving along, you can also add videos. You can add audio. You can add charts and stickers. Maybe we want to search more for more computer things. So you're going to notice that it comes up with all of these things and it sorts them, but maybe you just want to look at some graphics. And maybe you wanted to add a little computer to the top of the screen. If when you bring it over, it's a solid color, and that color is right here, you can change the color of the element. So if you don't like that color, it also suggests colors like what the document colors are. So it's good to pick some of these colors that are already here. You can also add a new color by dragging around this dot if you want to, sliding this toolbar to make it a different color. We also have brand kits right here. So if you're presenting something and you want it to be OCSB branded, you have your secondary palette, which are these colors, and then your primary palette. So often when we give presentations, we like to choose from those palettes. And then you can also decide, I want all of these elements that were black to turn this navy blue color. It's probably not, let me change it to orange. There we go. If you want all these things that were black and now you want to change them to orange, you can click change all there and it will standardize your whole presentation. So that part is pretty cool as well. So that is a little bit about elements. Again, I could do a whole presentation just on the elements of Canva. This thing is pretty cool too. You get some collections and then the themes all match together, which is really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go through the lesson. You're gonna see, this is where you can decide if you like this lesson or you can change any of these elements. This is one thing that my friend Sophie and I worked on today is these lessons are great, but I'm actually teaching French immersion and all these resources are in English. So we do hear that as a pain point for many French educators that many of the resources are only available in English. But I want to tell you and caveat this with this is not perfect, but it's a good start. I wish we could just pick a French resource and it would be all perfectly everything in French, but we're going to translate it with a click of a button. And hopefully that's exciting for you all. So over here on the side, I'm going to click on apps and then I'm going to scroll. They're not my apps yet because I didn't add them. So I'm going to discover, scroll down until I see translate. I'm going to click on translate. And then I'm going to apply it to all 8 pages. And I'm going to select my language here to French. And you can imagine that this would be a game changer for your multilingual learners learning in your classroom. So I am going to translate it to French, which hopefully will help the French educators. It might not do the greatest job, but if we think about if you have students learning in another, learning English not as their home language, and they really need things translated, this is where you can do that and then paste the link for them. So I'm going to apply this to all 8 pages. This is where I get nervous and is presenting in front of French teachers, but hopefully this will work. Sophie and I tried it today and it was okay. So already I notice, and she's going to tell me too that that's supposed to be la vérité and not le vérité. And I do notice that this looks like it needs to be popped down a bit. However, so you notice that it goes English, French, like that. So you can go ahead and click through. I don't think this is going to be as good as your normal tried and true translating apps that you normally do. But what would save you time is if some of it is good and you're happy with it, that's one less place where you have to translate. So hopefully you found that useful. I'm just going to go back a step and change that back to English. Here we go. And again, there's lots of different languages that you can translate this to. So if you know of a student who's learning in that language, then you can share that with them. I can also click on settings. Here, if you'd rather the whole slide deck in just the single language, that's where I had English, French. You can unclick this and then it'll be in the language that you want. So that is one of my first apps that we're going to go through tonight is the translating feature. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go up to design. And I'm going to go back. Here, if you don't like the layout of something, you can click on, oh, it's locked. Interesting. There we go. Unlock page. Doesn't let me. I think this is because this must be one of these pre-made lessons. Okay, we'll try it in another setting, but if you wanted different colors, I'm over on styles. Maybe you want this OCSB theme. You're going to notice that it starts to change colors, and then you can apply these to all pages, and then it gets to your OCSB branded theme. If you just have a color theme that you really like, maybe you love pink, you can apply those to all the pages. You can also shuffle the colors right here. So if you didn't like where that hot pink landed, this is looking a little bit not, I'm going to change it to, here we go. Apply to all pages. There, okay. Another thing that you can do in here, while we're still here, is check the accessibility of your lesson plan. So maybe after you've changed the colors, you just want to see if this looks accessible design-wise for your students. So this is something new I just learned yesterday, actually. I think it's a new feature, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to click on File, then View Settings, and then check Design Accessibility. So what that's going to tell me is the typography, that's pretty okay. Well, Canva made this, so hopefully it's good. Then there's a color contrast issue. So I'm going to click there. And it says page 3. And it's low contrast. So the text current color. So this is like green on green. So I'm going to change this color to, let's try black and see if it likes that. Right here. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I'm going to change this to a brighter color and see if that likes it. Still doesn't like it. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to get it. Right. Okay, so we're keeping an eye out for those things when we're designing lessons for our students. Okay, I'm going to come back to my presentation, and I'm going to share this tab instead. And I'm going to keep moving on, because we are going to try another new tool. I am actually going to give you a link in the chat. 1 second. I might have to come off this just for a second. I'm going to put a link in the chat. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put a link in the chat. And the link, if you want to try, you don't have to try. It's up to you. But if you want to try a whiteboard, I'm going to go through how you would potentially use a whiteboard with Canva. So hopefully that is the right link. Looks good to me. Ooh, I can see all your names. I'm going to share this tab instead so you can see what I see. Now, what I would like you to do, if you would indulge me just for a couple of seconds, is I want you to take a sticky. So I want you to head over to Elements. You're going to click on Elements. And because it's a whiteboard, you should see all these sticky notes. So I want you to take a sticky note. You can drag it out. If you want the text to be bigger because it looks smaller, just click on your sticky note and keep adding up here. Oh, guys are doing it. So how do you like to use Canva? How do you use it? Have you used it before? You can even write like I've never used it. So go ahead and I will give a minute or two to add that. I do think someone was trying to get into the door. I don't know what that's going on. So I'm going to let you play for a little bit Usually you can see, like, if this is chaos to you, you may want to start slow with whiteboards. And that's what I would do with a Jamboard too. You might not want your entire class on your whiteboard the first time you do this. You might decide that, hey, I'm going to put you in groups of 2 or groups of 4. So that could be something that you do. You do notice that your names are going to be attached to all your sticky notes. They're actually, it looks small right now. Maybe if I zoom in, you can see people's names on the sticky note. That does it automatically. Isn't that so cool that you know who wrote the things? I think that's one of the best features in Canva. And once you are happy, so you guys look like you're having fun here. Okay, I'm gonna find out, I'm getting some texts of people who are trying to get in. One sec. Okay. And then sometimes what I like to do too, you notice that I have, if people wanna just pause maybe for a second, I'm gonna, if you are confused about, or if you want to know more about what something has said, this could be a strategy that you use with whiteboards. You're going to click on this question mark and you're going to duplicate it and then drag it to one of the sticky notes. So if you want to know more about birthday cards or Christmas cards, and that's something you're really, you know, you're not sure and you want to know more about, if you love the idea and you think that's great, you're going to put a star beside it. So I love sharing presentations. So I'm going to put a star beside this one. And it's a way to kind of vote. I don't recommend doing this with 40 people. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. But start small, do groups of 5, possibly at first. And then I do want to show that this is an infinite whiteboard. So I'm just going to press, and you can lock down your shapes. So I noticed that someone was moving my yellow background. That's okay, but you can lock your shapes down. So I'm just going to move that back over. And then I'm going to click on the 3 dots. So thank you for someone for doing that. That's wonderful. So I'm going to lock the position right there so no one can move it anymore. So that's great that someone tried that. And then I'm going to click on my space bar and then I'm going to move things around. So if you're looking at the Google Meet, you're going to notice that you have an infinite space here. And I'm just going to change this to view just so we can pause. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that you can use a pen tool. So over here, we have lots of pens. You can draw. I'm just on my mouse right now, so it's not going to look the best. This is great on a touch screen. You have highlighters. You can change the color here. This is wonderful for, I don't know if this is going to cause chaos or not, but Jamboard is going away within a year. So next year, we have a full year, so you don't need to worry about it quite yet. But if you love using whiteboards with your students, then Canva is another great option for that. Okay, I'm going to come back to my, if you can all come back to the Google Meet, that would be great. And I'm going to come over here because this is what you're here for. You want to know about magic, correct? Yeah. Actually, before we do magic, right, I'm going to do the magic suite instead. Okay. For this part, maybe just watch for now because I'm going to kind of go through this a little bit quicker than I normally would. I'm just going to click on presentations and I'm going to click a blank one. I'm going to share this tab instead. The first thing that I want to wow you with is Magic Create. So I want to create a slide deck. Here, I already did one a little bit. So let's say we're introducing human organs, something about systems of the human body. So I'm going to write in there, create a slide deck on the human lung system. So notice at the top, it's kind of gray and it looks like it's doing something here. So this is in beta. Again, it's not going to be perfect, just like the translating wasn't perfect. I'm going to click on See All. And through the power of artificial intelligence, this has designed a slide deck about the human lungs. So you can preview all of these to see if you kind of like them. If you click on one more, then applied 7 pages. So I do want to point out that this template did not exist. This is not something where it found a template within the library. It created it on the spot for you. So you can notice that it has pictures that go along with your topic. It has colors. It looks to me like pretty okay. Maybe not for like super elementary. Some of these ones might not be the best for kids, but again, you're gonna change these and make it your own. You're gonna make sure that you are using your pedagogical skills and making sure that it's really what you want your students to be learning. However, this saved me a bit of time, especially if I am doing something about the lungs. And it kind of picks all the pictures for you, which that's what I like it. I don't really like it for the writing part. I like it for the pictures part. But some of the writing is like not so bad. It does use artificial intelligence, something like a ChatGPT, OpenAI source to get its information. And you're going to notice that it's not bad. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do, and it's called Magic Create. I'm going to go back to home. I'm going to create a blank slide deck. Sorry if I'm going kind of quickly. I'm going to, I used this one a little while ago, fall fractions, why not? And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in some pictures and do something with them. So I don't like that fall fractions background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to elements.
You need to switch the tab.
Oh, thank you. Okay, then I'm going to pick this leaf right here. Okay, so there's something fun that we can do. Elementary teachers love this. I'm going to animate this so it flows like a leaf falling from a tree. So I'm going to click on animate. And I can do these kind of normal ones that you're used to in slide decks. But that's not what we're going to do. We're not doing anything boring like that. We're going to create an animation. And we're going to create so that this leaf dances in the wind, falls to the ground. And you're going to get a preview. We can also smooth it out. That's a bit slow. You can speed it up a little. We can click on steady. We can have it like do all kinds of fun things. And then when you're done and when you're happy with it, you can click on done. So now that when you present your animation, it can fall. So you can see that there's lots of applications here. You can have your students drawing like how the planets are moving around the sun. You could have them create all kinds of things. You could just have like a man walking down a path. Lots of fun with the animation tool. So that is part of the new Magic settings. Okay. The next thing that we can do, let's just get rid of this. Let's just make it blank here. I think I'm done with leaves. Let's just make it a little, make it our OCSB theme. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have some fun with some more magic, and we're going to click over to Magic Media. Looking at the time. Okay, so I clicked on apps. It is an app. I'm going to scroll until I see this Magic Media, and I'm going to open. Okay, this is turned on for your students. So your students can definitely have a lot of fun. And this is a great way to introduce the concept of artificial intelligence for your students. So previously, when I created that slide deck, that is not turned on for your students. So at this point, the only AI tools we have are Magic Edit, which I'll show in a little bit, and then this one, which is Magic Media. So this is text to images. So if you've heard about like DALL-E 3 and Midjourney and all of these new artificial intelligence image apps, this is similar to that. So let's just think of something pretty cool. And if someone wants to write something cool in the chat that you want me to describe an image for, go ahead and maybe I'll give 30 seconds, see if someone wants to create a prompt for me. So if you've done this before, you'll know how it kind of works. You'll want to give it lots of detail, include colors, objects, places. And if we can't think of something in like 20, 30 seconds, I'll think of something on the spot. Dog surfing, okay. Panda bike, riding a pink bicycle. See, we're doing good here. So I like that there's a color there. Maybe let's beef it up, people. Let's see a little more detail. I want to see something even more detailed than our first two awesome suggestions. Let's riding on a comet. Okay, let's do that. Let's take a panda riding on a pink bicycle. Oh, right, a panda riding on a comet. Is that what we want to do? Santa sitting on a light flare, hairless cat with a cat, having a dark roast coffee. That, let's just try that, see what it does. Thank you, Amelia. This wins, I think. I'm gonna cut and copy this one. Okay. I lost my tab. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to paste this in. Let's just see what it does. And I like this dreamy one, but you can pick a different style. I'm gonna generate, see what happens. It might not like the hairless cat, but we'll see what it does. So this is a great way for your students to, oh my God. I actually think it did a good job. It's a great way to do just descriptive writing with your students to see how specific they can be. And just like we kind of did in the chat there, you could start with something basic and keep adding detail upon detail. So I love the idea of maybe creating a bunch of squares. And this was my prompt. This was my picture that came out. Now I added more detail. Now this is my picture. So that it really matches what your imagination is. So we can pick one of these ones. Look at this thing. Here, this is just fantastic. I think it's so cool. Okay, so now let's do some other things with this. I'm going to show you some more magics. And again, that's Magic Media. There's no videos yet. Oh, what? Oh my goodness. Rob, this literally was not here half an hour ago. Oh, we need to try this. Okay, I haven't tried it. So, okay, I'll go through the edit. Oh, I'm losing my mind. This is turned on for the very first time. I swear, 20 minutes ago, this didn't happen. Okay, we're going to make a video about these two cats in a minute. We're going to edit the photo. So the magic, all this stuff is on for your students. So they can do the magic editing with photos. It's pretty cool. So let's do this magic expand one because I don't like how it's like not expanding the whole thing. So let's expand it to the whole page. So instead of just like stretching out the two cats, what it's going to do is going to fill in, and hopefully it does a good job here, to the whole page. Oh, I'm so excited to try that video thing. Okay, so now it gives you a few different options. Maybe this one with the light. See how I kind of like make stuff in the background? Oh, that did a little bit better. Okay, you can also generate new results if you're not happy, but I'm pretty happy. That looks pretty okay. I'm going to click on it again. So I'm going to say done because we like that. I'm going to click on edit photo again, and we can do some magic erasing. So this would be good if you take the perfect picture. And you can do this with any picture. You don't have to do this with just images that are generated in the app. You can upload a picture or just use any picture you can do all this editing with. So let's say we don't like this light right here. It's ruining the vibe.
And so take out the extra cup on the table, maybe.
Yeah, okay. This one? It will do that as soon as the other one's away. Okay, and then maybe this extra cup. Let's see if it like puts the cat's leg there, which would be really interesting. Again, I'm doing this with a mouse, and I would usually like do it either with a stylus to make it a little more intricate. And you can change the brush size over here as well. Oh, it did a not bad job. Okay, so we're gonna go back. So now we have the cup gone and the light's gone. We can also do a magic edit, which would be fun. Let's make him not holding coffee anymore. What's this guy gonna be holding? Continue. Okay, what do we want him to hold, friends? Maybe like a cupcake. I was gonna say bottle of wine, but it probably wouldn't do that. I should have maybe said cupcake on a saucer. That maybe would have done a better job. This is where, if you've seen in, if you've seen in social media, this is where you can like change your outfit. So let's say you're like wearing a t-shirt and you want to add a blazer. This is where you can do that. And you can do that again with any photo. So now he's holding a cupcake. It looks a little awkward, but you kind of get the idea. And then the other one is, where's Magic Grab? Yes, I'm going to click Magic Grab. It's going to pick out things, and hopefully we can move these cats somewhere else in the picture. So now it has these things. And so, oh, look, it's moving the whole table. So let's say you wanted to like really highlight that kitchen. So you can like move it around. So it's kind of like if you have an iPhone, you can do this on your iPhone. It like picks out the people images and you can do cool things with them. Okay. Okay, we have to try this video thing because I'm kind of freaking out about this. Okay, so let's just start at the blank page here. Let's do something. Describe if 2 hairless cats are sipping coffee in a coffee shop. Let's just try something, you know, let's see what it does. I have no idea. I have not tried this, so let's just see what it does. And I don't know how long, oh, breaking, yes, high demand. Okay, so it just came, I swear to God, this just happened like literally seconds ago. Maybe we'll try at the end. So let's move on. We'll try later. I want to go into Magic Write, which has a lot of meaningful applications in the classroom. I'm going to go back to my slide deck. Okay, so I'm going to give you this slide. I'm going to email this slide deck to you after our presentation tonight. And this link right here is a link to even more teacher resources for you. I'm just going to, I need to play my video. And the problem is I have too many tabs open, friends. Okay, and I'm going to, I need to just reshare this for a second. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm sharing this properly. I don't know. Got it. Just need to reshare tab to the audience window. Share. Okay. won't let me click on it. It's not going to let me click. I think I have to come into editing mode here. Okay, so just going to present full screen. Can you see my screen still?
Nope. Well,
Oh,
I see.
I lost it.
Yeah, we're not seeing Canva.
Share. Good? Can you see it? I think I'm just going to go off books here. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go through this, and then there's a little chart here for all kinds of different prompts that you can put into the Magic Write. And it's kind of like a little cheat sheet for you. And here we go. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, there. I'm just going to make this full screen. Perfect.
Have you seen the pop songs and stuff they have now?
I have. Yeah, you can play real music. Like you don't even, it doesn't have
like
to be
Taylor
music.
Swift, maybe.
Yes, I know. Apparently you can't post it on like websites and stuff. So there is a little bit of privacy stuff
Ooh, at least
going on with it.
they have lip sync now.
Hey, we're focusing on Magic Write. Okay, and we are gonna go home and look at our cats. It's a masterpiece, really. Okay, I'm going to go into a doc, and you can, oh, everything's freezing. I don't think it likes how many tabs I have open. Hold on. Close, close, close. There we go. Share this tab instead. So I'm just in a document. So what you can do here is you can use Magic Write to design a lesson. What it showed you in the video is that you can also use Magic Write in any platform. It doesn't have to be just in a document. And you're going to look for this sort of symbol right here where it looks like a little magical element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up. I'm going to look for the Language Ontario curriculum. And I'm going to click on grade 3, taking my primary ABQ. So I'm learning a lot about grade 3. So see how he has these transferable skills. Okay, maybe we want something with like collaboration in it. Let's remember that part. And then maybe we want something about writing. Okay, so here we go. Let's just take this. I don't know if this is a good expectation, but we're going to take this one. It's one we're looking at with our learners. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to click on Magic Write. Now, this is what you want to write. So we are going to design a collaborative. Oh, yeah, thank you. We're going to click on, so what? I'll go back one step, click on the plus, then Magic Write. So we're going to design a collaborative lesson plan. That, and I'm just going to paste this. I need to make sure that identifies and constructs various sentence types and forms, including simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences containing adverbial clauses for grade 3 students using, I always like to put this, I don't know in Canva if this helps, but it does help in other AI platforms, using the Ontario curriculum. And let's just see what it does. And then we're going to click on generate. Okay. No, that didn't do what I wanted to do. Hold on. So we have to play with it a little bit sometimes. I'm going to click on Magic Write again. Create a lesson plan for grade 3 students that contains this expectation. Now let's paste that and see what it does. Okay, so this is better. So it didn't like the way I wrote it first. So you have some materials here, you have a procedure, you have an assessment. This would be if you have the blank page syndrome. You don't know where to start. You don't have some ideas. Maybe the resources that you're looking at just aren't doing it for you. And the idea is to look at this as a starting place. This is not going to be a great lesson plan. You're going to want to add in your own elements here. There's another thing that I really like to do in Magic Write, so I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to click on Magic Write again. Something I really like using Magic Write for is creating a feedback bank. So I'm going to write, create 10 ways to say I like what you wrote, but you need to add more detail. That's something I kind of say. You're going to say something like a glow and a grow. Okay, so already it gets 10 sort of good ideas here. There's other things that you can do, which I really like about Magic Write, is I'm going to highlight one of these ones. I'm going to click here, and then this is where you can summarize, expand, rewrite, or edit with Magic Write. So I'm just going to have this rewrite this one because I didn't quite like it. You can also highlight it, click on this Magic Write, and now you can make it more fun. Could you sprinkle some more details to make your story sparkle? So I like this. You could have maybe your 10 top things that you say a lot. You could generate 10 for each of those, and now you have 100 different things that you could give feedback on for your students. Copy and paste that into a Google Sheet and give it to your students as modeling good feedback suggestions when they are doing peer feedback. So that's one way that I really like using Magic Write. I do want to show too, when you're in a slide, like maybe our lungs one that we were doing, you can click here and click on Magic Write and do things within any document that you're using in Canva. So you can make that more fun. You can click over here too. And notice that you can edit this with Magic Write. You can expand, rewrite it, change a few of the text things already. It's kind of like a mini menu. And we are 5 minutes out. I just want to check the video thing one more time. And where were we on our cats thing? Let's just click here on apps. Magic Media.
I don't think we can see Tara.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm terrible at this tonight. Okay. I'm going to go to this blank slide. 2 hairless cats sipping coffee. Come on, I really want it to work. Oh, damn it. Okay. I guess I'm going to give up on the magic video, but this is really just the tip of the iceberg, friends. I hope you've found something useful that you can use in your classroom. I do welcome feedback and questions. And if you would like to know more on Canva, or if you'd like to have an LT learning consultant come to your class, or on a prep or on a lunch, we support lunch and learns on this and many other tech tools. And you can fill out support for requests. So I'm going to give you the video of this and the slide presentation for you. I'll send it later. We'll not worry about clicking through things. It's late. Go rest. Go tend to your children. And thank you so much for spending an hour with me. I really do value your time. Thanks so much.